Coming up on River City Presents, Brian Rader of Leonard the Band. Welcome to River City Presents. My name's Daniel Hurt. Today, my guest is a singer-songwriter, guitarist, and frontman of the four-piece rock band Leonard the Band. They have a new record out, coming out this next month in October of 2022, Leonard the Album. My guest is Brian Rader.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
I want to thank you for coming here. It means a lot to me that you took time out of your schedule and with your album release coming up that you were willing to come on. First, tell us a little bit about who you are and how the band came to be.
All the band's from Southern Illinois. So from Joppa, Illinois is where I grew up. A small river town just right across the river from here. And then
Livingston County, I get it.
Yeah. And then Taylor, our drummer, she went to Massac High School in Metropolis. But we all just were bored, and my brother Adam, who's the bass player, he was teaching Taylor how to play drums, and they kind of fell in love doing that. And then she got really good super fast, and then oh, go ahead.
So this became like a family affair thing, is what you're telling me. So.
Yeah, we're all, and then I've known Zach since I was like 6 years old too. You know, Zach went to Joppa all through the years with us.
Tell us who they are.
Oh, sorry. Zach is the keyboard player, Zach Winding. Taylor Rader is the drummer, and my brother Adam Rader is the bass player. And I play guitar, of course.
How did you all come up with the name Leonard the Band? Because I always thought that was fascinating, that was the name that you all came up with.
Yeah, I really can't remember. Somebody asked us that not too long ago, and I think Zach came up with it because they were listening to the band, you know, and got really into them, and somebody just threw Leonard in front of it, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
So it's just kind of a random thing. Well, what's cool about it to me is it just seems like, you know, all the time, I guess it's more well known in the 60s, there's those one-hit wonder bands that come out of nowhere, and they're all just families, and so what you have is a lot of folks that just said, I want to play music, and that's sort of how you all came to be.
Yeah, it was always been effortless, you know, and Taylor, I've never seen anybody pick up an instrument that fast and get that good at it, you know. And
you do most of the songwriting for the band, though, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your inspiration. Do you draw it from your own life? Because I read a review that said that that's this new album coming out, Leonard the Album. It said that your songwriting and intimacy of a family-oriented band breathes hard-won honesty into their songs and live performances. So what do you make of that? Do you think that that's fair?
Yeah, that's true.
What do you draw inspiration from in your music? Is it
everything? I daydream all day long about just what goes on at home, what's going on in the news, what I'm seeing. I don't know. That's where it all comes from.
But what about? There also says the same review, which was done by our friend Fate McAfee.
Oh, yeah.
McAfee. I knew I would mess up his name.
It's all good.
Sorry, Fate. Said that you have a democratic approach to arranging your music. So
Absolutely.
Talk about how that works. So when you made the new record and your other ones, how do you all go about making?
Okay, what we usually do, and there's been one exception. Zach wrote the song Uranium for the last record, Growing Pains Revisited.
Right.
That's it. That's the one exception, and that's a fantastic song. But it usually starts out with me. I have like an acoustic arrangement of something, and I'll bring it in, and we'll just start hashing it out, and they'll write their own parts, and it eventually morphs into what it is. And if it feels good right off the bat, we don't change it. Sometimes we hit it. You know.
So do you find that other people play things, other folks in the band play riffs and things that they like, and then they're like, hey man, we just like this, what do you think? And then you sort of add to it.
Yeah, sometimes that's happened too in the past, and sometimes people have a better idea of how long that verse should be or something, and I'm like, cool, yeah, you're actually right, or that should go there, don't put the bridge here, put it right here or something, you know. Zach and Adam and Taylor have all had great input like that.
And if something just doesn't work, do you use it for a different song, or do you?
Yeah.
And there's no problem with telling each other, "Hey, I don't actually think
Oh
this
yeah,
works."
we've had songs. We've had 3 or 4 songs that we've just had to scrap. And actually, that song, Burt Reynolds' "Painted Scars," that weird middle section was from another song, and it didn't work at all in that, but it worked in that one.
It's interesting that you know, I think a lot of artists have things that maybe don't work for one album that work for another.
Oh, yeah.
I think you said in our pre-interview that you sort of had songs that you had written and had in the back of your mind for years, and you sort of put them on later, right?
Yeah.
And then, so before we get to the new record, let's talk about Growing Pains Revisited. It has a lot of personal themes, right? So tell me a little bit about it and how that one came to be.
Yeah, that one, I was going through a rough time when we were writing it. Just gotten recently divorced and stuff, and which everything's all great now, but it was just a really tough period, and I was just a different person back then, you know, and the older you get, the wiser, I guess, you get, and learn from your mistakes and stuff, and it's a lot of that.
So you poured a lot of your emotional story into that record.
Absolutely.
So when one listens to Growing Pains Revisited, they can definitely sense the sort of toil.
A lot of it's buried in like metaphors and stuff, but
and you
some
know,
of it's not.
Something else about your music, you know, it's a familiar, welcoming sound. That's what I think about it. It's different. It's similar. Thanks. It sounds familiar, but it's also very different than everything out there. And I'd say that that's an interesting dynamic. I've played it multiple times, and I would say that I've found something that I've liked different every time.
Awesome.
From Junkyard Institutions, which was your opener. I'm looking at my notes now.
Yeah.
And you said that Zach played piano. Zach Wyman, right? And there's this piano portion of that that's just way cool.
It's very cool. He used, we had the piano at the studio at Loud and Clear Studios that my buddy Shelby runs here in town.
Yeah.
And he had this old piano there, and it was slightly out of tune, but it was perfect for that song because you know the old honky tonk piano, how it's got that weird.
Yeah.
It had that same sound at that time. We're like, okay, let's use that.
He does a great job. And then there's another one which I understand you'll probably be playing later on. It's called Sex Change, which was on that one, right? That I particularly enjoyed that one, and then Another Girl, which sort of had a really smooth sound.
Oh yeah.
So. You know, who inspired your sound? Because I feel like I recognize a lot of things in there, maybe a little Wilco or I know you said that you're a big fan of Fugazi. So.
Fugazi's my favorite band. You know, Beatles are like my default. They're above everybody, but skip them. Fugazi is my favorite band of all time, and Wilco's up there in the top 5. I really love David Bowie and Neil Young a lot too.
And a lot of that comes
a little bit of Bob Dylan,
comes into your music, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, is the piano and these other pieces that I can hear in Growing Pains? I mean, I can definitely like feel some, I don't know, maybe some Rubber Soul elements or something.
Absolutely, yeah. How I learned how to play music was my brother had it was called a Beatles fake book, and it had all the chords and lyrics in it, and that's how I learned how to sing and play. I just stole that book from him.
Well, that's pretty. No, I mean, you talked about that before. I remember that was absolutely the training books. Well, let's talk about your new record, Leonard the Album. This is your 4th one, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about it and what led to your decision and your all's decision to do this record.
Well, everybody knows. You know, when the pandemic came around, we were all just bored. It was couldn't do anything, and we're like, hey, I had a few songs started. Some of them we had been played a couple times live, and like, man, let's get about 10 songs together and let's record. So we decided to do it, and we started recording it in 2020 and had an absolute blast. It was a lot of fun.
What is it like, you know, during the pandemic as a recording artist? Because, like, you know, your trouble comes when you can't perform live, right? So
it's been horrible. Honestly, the last couple of years have been terrible for musicians. But it's, you know, 2021, it started getting a little better now. This summer felt a lot better.
I bet you're happy that you can be out in front of an audience again.
Yeah, I got to play Lower Town with my buddies, Fate and Melanie. They have the Judy and the Blue Rose project that I play guitar in, and we played at Lower Town, and that felt great to be able to play in front of people again.
And you're going to play some songs off the new record today, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I will tell you, particularly my personal favorites, I really liked the Burt Reynolds track.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds' Painted Scars.
Yeah, you going to play that one today?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I like Cold Hammer of Felicity Huffman. That one's really
Awesome.
fun, too. You want to tell a little bit about where you come up with the names for those?
Man, just being stupid. Honestly, I have no idea.
Just a couple of people.
I think I was watching Desperate Housewives or something that night, and Felicity Huffman was on there. Okay.
You know, but and that's great that you sort of have fun, because one of the things that I talk about is, you know, one of my favorite movies is Mr. Holland's Opus, and
Oh yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss, and then there's one of my favorite scenes, and I asked Alonzo Pennington about this when he was on. There was a student, she was having trouble playing clarinet, and she just wasn't enjoying herself, and he said, you know, you're thinking about it all wrong, and he played the Kingsman's Louie Louie on a 45,
Nice.
and he said, it's fun, right? You're enjoying yourself, so you've got to be enjoying what you do, right? I mean, what's the balance between work and fun here?
You have to. I have to do this to stay going. Like, if I never released anything ever again, I would still be playing almost every day in my bedroom. I just have to play music because it's my therapy, you know.
It's a good energy release for you.
For sure. Yeah, and I just love the arts.
No, I particularly enjoy your music, and I always love seeing you play. I also understand that this record's got some special meaning to you because your late dad was on it, right?
Yeah, my dad passed away a few months ago. He came in last summer, and they were just down to visit, and he always brings his guitar, and we had to finish something up in the studio. It's the track called Local Yokels. It's the last track off the new record, and yeah, he came in, and I'm like, hey, you want to play on this? He's like, all right, and he brings his gear in and sat there for a couple hours and made some gold.
That's really great.
It was amazing. I knew it would mean a lot to me. I mean, it meant a lot to me at the time, but I knew it would be. I'm very fortunate that got to happen.
Yeah, well, and now it's, you know, sort of part of his legacy on your record.
Yeah, it's there forever, and it's great.
But you did all of your recording at here in Paducah, Loud and Clear, right?
With Shelby Preckless there at Loud and Clear Studios.
And I think we're actually going to be doing, maybe, I'm going to ask you now, Leonard the Band, if I can get the full band on, would you be all right with coming back on the show?
Absolutely, 100%.
Well,
love to.
I know we're going to be having another band coming up on location at that studio, and that would be something that I would really like to do, would be to have you there. Now, This new record, while it was engineered and worked on, recorded in Paducah, there's also another part too. It's KYV Records, right?
Yes, they're distributing the records. It's KYV Records out of Murray, Kentucky. Timothy Johns runs it, and they're great people over there. I think this will be their 5th release, I think it says on the side. Just great people over there.
What about, something else that's interesting to me is you guys have been around how long now?
This will be our 11th year, yeah.
So 4 albums, 11 years. I would say that your fans are loyal. Isn't it true? It seems that you have new people that come and then they become loyal fans. So it seems like they go from being, at least my experience is, it seems like they go from being new fans to old classic fans, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love seeing everybody at the shows. We see a lot of new faces the last couple we played, and it was great.
But you haven't just played Paducah. You've toured other places in other parts of the country, right?
Yeah, we played all over. We played in, West Virginia and New York and Philadelphia and, Tennessee a lot, Nashville a lot, St. Louis a lot. And
what's it like being on the road? Because I know that some people, I think there's this, I think people imagine they know what it's like to be a recording artist that tours and is on the road. So is there a lot of myth behind what it's actually like to play and perform? What is it like to tour?
You're just trying to save your money the whole time. And I don't know. I haven't really done like month-long stints or anything like that. But and plus I have a family too, so I can't be away that long. But it's fun. I mean, if you're with people you enjoy being with, and because we're all family, like it's easy, but it just takes a lot of money to drive and stuff. And
Alonzo Pennington said it was a family affair, and that, you know, if not for the support of your family and other things like that, you wouldn't be able to make all the things that you want to do possible.
Yeah, for sure. That's 100%.
So you got this record out with your release show, and the album's going to be released on October 22nd of this year.
Yes.
And it's going to be at Paducah Beer Works, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And we can find all that on social media?
Yeah, you can find it on our Instagram or Facebook. It'll all be on there, and probably the website for sure will be updated too.
Well, what's next for Leonard the Band? You got these albums out?
I'm gonna try to play a couple more shows, and I don't really know. It's all up in the air, but I would love to keep continuing. What everybody feels comfortable with is what we'll do.
Sort of stay tuned, I suppose. Well, you ready to play?
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with in just a minute with a performance from Brian Rader of Leonard the Band.
Hello, this song's called Reckless Connection. Your mind will replace the steak knife for your suicide plan that cuts right into the heart of a man. You'll find someone to blame and act like the rest, or break these chains and call a cab. If you wanna know, I got lost in the parking lot, trying to find the people who could paint in the parking lights. If you stole my car, would it prove there's no signal and no problems to sort out? Mistaken corrections that break down this nervous reaction that concerns me. In time, will we trace the clothesline to emotional bliss? Some cheap wine for a murderous twist. They'll stab you in the rain, but you're already wet, so you fake these screams and call you dad. If you wanna know, he was drunk in the parking lot, chasing down predictions with a gun and a foolish smile. If you stole his car, would it prove there's no This next one's called Jacob's Stepladder. The cracks in the sidewalk impersonate an older me, probably from the earthquake last night that shook the house, that burning up the local garage. I handed you a melted cassage. No matter what my heart intends, you're just a distant memory of our true forms, yet remain unchanged. Cool, calm, collected in a moonlit night, open for suggestions or a pull from the night, walking backwards into sabotage. Paranoia paints your mirage. No matter what my heart intends, you're just a distant memory of our true forms, yet remain unchanged. In my comfort zone, with no comfort at all, hey, don't mind me, I accept your cold stance. I'm riding the tides now, flipping off ghost cards. Was a misdemeanor, can't take it anymore. It's past. All right, this song's off of our new record. It's called Lover Spent Tornado. Is it harder to conceal, or am I more aware? The regrets and careless passion I could never share. Like a lover spent tornadoes, ideologies. Forget your second chance. I waved it the third and fourth time. Your empathy would lie about your self-inflicted heartache. You focus on the crime and attach it to the other. A broken defense, no revenge will recover from your right to know. You beg it, please. You truce with whoever. Recycle, repeat, and die at the crossroads where we went, where they cut our folded hands, embracing the times I'm in. Make love and break trust and torment, torment. Emotional burden is hopeless, hopeless. You long for a lover who knows this, knows this, knows this, knows this. If drunkenness was honesty, then kill my other friend. Loneliness was poverty, then we could just pretend and deal without the heartbreak, always killing time. You lose your only chance, not brave enough for it this time.
time. All the broken rules to following your sensitive code. A breath to recover the love that I'm owed. Returning delusions that carry the load. And my depression at its worst. Making other friends. Taking its time to make love and break trust and torment, torment. Emotional burden is hopeless, hopeless. You long for a lover who knows this, knows this, knows this, knows this, knows this.
All right. Last one with the capo. All right, this next song is called Burt Reynolds' Painted Scars.
Maybe she's an atheist. What's wrong with me? See how the worlds collide, but similar at fault. You acquired this missed opportunity. A blanket touchdown when surrounded by love. You built your walls around me, but forget to close the door. Life's imitations left in the drawer to expire. Our love is on a wire, balancing heroes with the liars. I won't take you there. What's wrong with me? Feed your senseless harm, 'cause I was unaware. I won't make your eyes keep drawn to me. Restless in your disguise, I knew you never cared. Forget the crumbling chaos that's beside you, inside you. Ruined but honest, you're a welcome mat that could step on me, an outdated map for your eulogy. Time won't stop this pain that never seems to conceal the tension, distorted in between mirrors, reflection. My God, you got it made. I told you once before, it's not in your mind. Close these wounds and seal them tight. Exchange remorse for burning nights. It cuts without a knife. I've seen you paint the scars. A challenge to my faith with your words. Letting all broken words come coherent for the birds. Corrupting all the scripts that inspire. I won't make you care. What's wrong with me? Make believe you love with all that is fair. I am feeling well, don't bother me. No more fights now, I'm simple to ignore.
All right. Now for my final song, I'm going to play Sex Change. It's off our last record.
just right. When she isn't there, I want a new brain that could fix things broke in the shade. But let's be honest, she doesn't care. I want a sex change, I want to feel strange, I want a new brain that could fix things. I broke the porch swing and watched the birds sing until they became kamikazes, shaking out like millionaires. Bet you got blood from the bruise of a one-night stand, like she'd never been caught. Faked a purple heart in the suit. One to 10, and life seemed a plot. So patchwork quilts of clothes from filthy kids.
And we're back. Thank you, Brian, for coming on the show. It means
Thank
a lot
you.
to me.
Thank you very much.
Well, I want to have the full band on next time. We'll do it at
I
Loud
would
and Clear
love
maybe
that.
or somewhere.
That would
And-
be awesome.
Yes. But right now, you've got the new record right here, released October 22nd, 2022, Leonard the Album. The band is Leonard the Band, the album is Leonard the Album, and the man is Brian Rader. Thank you all for watching. Hope you'll join us next time.